And we're live, Healthy Topics on the Rome Show podcast with Dr. Aliah. Good morning, how you doing?
Good morning. I'm doing well. I am talking to you out of Louisiana this morning.
You're on vacation? Or,
We have a wedding to go to, so we're kind of hanging out and exploring till Saturday.
nice, that must be fun. Is it hot out there?
It's hot, humid, right? I can deal with hot. It's humid out here though.
Yeah, I don't like when it's humid.
Yes. How are
It
you?
was, I'm good, working a
Good.
lot. It was
Yeah.
like 100 degrees out here yesterday.
I heard my husband was saying it was hot out there too.
Yeah, crazy hot.
Yeah.
So, since it's summer, it's like you got to make sure you're on top of things like hydration, your energy, your sleep, recovery. Uh, the biggest mistake people make during the summer is like everyone wants to get active, but they don't really know the protocols, like with the heat and stuff like that.
Absolutely.
How do you feel about that?
So and again, this is great for the season we're in too. I mean, you hit it kind of on the head with a couple of things that you just said, but hydration is obviously key. And that's not just waking up that day and hydrating, right? There's prep that needs to happen before even that day occurs. The biggest thing too is a warm up, and not sitting there static stretching. It's, hey, let's prime these muscles to move, whatever that movement is, whether it's yoga, whether it's Pilates, whether you're just going for a walk or a run, right? How are we priming your muscles to start that activity, especially in the summer when it's hot? You really want to make sure those muscles get the hydration they need, get the nutrition they need. And obviously, you and I hit this a lot, which I love, is make sure you're getting enough sleep so that your recovery is ready for you the next day. So we can talk about just that day in general, but there's so much prep work that needs to go into before you're going to start getting active again.
Right, very important. And what are the best exercises you think people should focus on during the summer?
So again, it depends on people's goals, right? So I don't love giving you the word it depends, but it does on each person has a goal, and whatever that goal is, right? We always try and tailor and make it specific to them. A lot of people like getting more outside because it's nicer, where in the winter months they're not outside as much. So, you know, I try and tell people though, don't, if you can avoid it, don't go be a weekend warrior, because that's when injuries tend to happen. Where, hey, I was in hibernation all winter and then I'm going to go do this Spartan race or this half marathon, and there was no prep work in there. It's kind of a recipe for disaster. So I would tell people, especially coming out of winter months where we probably weren't moving as much as we wanted to, starting with some yoga type movements, get your body into that flow. Pilates is always safe. Or, like I say, go somewhere where there's an instructor that's really good that can kind of start to walk you through exercises more specifically. But start low and slow, is what I tell everybody. Remember, you're doing something, which is better than doing nothing. So be easy on yourself.
Right. And how do you know like when to balance it, like when you're overdoing it?
That's a hard one. Some people find out too late, which is okay. I've done it too. What I tell people is you always want to base it on your recovery time, right? So you might not know in the moment, again, which is the hard piece, but 24 to 48 hours if you have that muscle soreness, right? Not sharp pains like you and I have talked about, right? But muscle soreness. They're two totally different things. 24 to 48 hours, that soreness is very normal. You can get up and after that 48 hours, go and do it again. That's that perfect balance. If it's lingering like 3, 4 days, too much.
Way too much.
Yeah, absolutely.
And what's one mistake you feel like a lot of people make during the summer?
I think again, the biggest is pushing their body too much and not giving it what it needs from a nutritional standpoint, from a hydration standpoint, right? And an electrolyte standpoint. I think, to answer you, probably the biggest mistake is not prepping your body. So again, it's not during the activity you're doing. It's the prep work before so that your body can handle what you're asking it to. And again, some people, it's, and I'm not faulting them for it. It's just some people don't know or they don't know the right questions to ask, which is why I love that you and I do this so we can get some information out to people.
Right. Got to get the education on.
Absolutely.
And you know how people think like the more you exercise, the more you sweat, that you're losing more weight or it's better. Is that actually true, or is that a myth?
It's a myth. So I will tell you, I am a sweater. So the running joke in my family is if somebody looks at me the wrong way, I start sweating, right? So I'm not actually exercising. It's just how my body is compared to somebody else. Um, you know, and again, same thing with Apple Watches. Yes, they track your stuff. They're not always the most accurate, right? So that's where I tell people I like them from an accountability factor. Don't get me wrong. Like some people need them to be like, hey, I worked out today. I clicked the button. Totally get that. Love that for people. I do it too. Sometimes I'm like, I need to know I did something. I'm pressing this button. Um, but yeah, I mean, just going out and just again, if I can get out there, just tell people, move your body.
Right. And speaking a lot like about overdoing it, that's actually dangerous for your body, right?
It is. So I have had a couple people, I'm not sure if you're familiar with the diagnosis of rhabdo. So I'm talking about those weekend warriors that they did not prep their bodies were not ready to handle the amount of exercise that they were about to throw at it. And rhabdo can be a very serious medical emergency. So I've actually seen it happen with people. It's very scary. But yeah, your body, you're not teaching your body anything from that either, right? Like the body's very adaptable. The whole idea of muscle memory is a real thing, right? So you want to teach your body so it remembers. Don't teach it bad things because it's just counterintuitive.
Right. And what's one thing every day that should be done besides walking and good sleep?
So I would say a good warm up. So whatever it is that you're doing, right? So if I'm going to go lift, right, I'm going to prime the muscles that I'm going to go lift. So if it's upper body, I'm going to get my shoulder blade muscles primed and ready to go, right? Small movements, slight bands. That's what I'm talking about a warm up per se. If I'm doing lower body, right, I'm doing glute bridges, I'm doing some sidestepping with a band. So you want to get those muscles to fire when you're asking them to. Again, I'm going to reiterate, that's teaching muscle memory. That's teaching your body good things. So besides all the things you and I have mentioned, whatever your activity is, and I always tell people ask yourself why you're doing what you're doing, right? What is my intention? And then go after that intention. So, like I said, if I'm going to go do upper body, I'm going to prime my shoulder blade muscles. I'm going to get them ready to lift. So, whatever that activity is that you're doing, do a good solid warm up.
Good one. Good one. So the warm up is very important.
Huge. And we're years away from like the static stretching warm up, right? So if people are still just like holding and stretching, we're away from that. Prime your muscles to go do your activity. So switch your warm ups if you're still static stretching.
Right. And for the people that's gonna watch this or the listeners before we go, what's like a realistic challenge that they can reset for the summer, mentally and physically?
So I love that. Ask yourself how you want to challenge yourself, right? But also give yourself a realistic goal. So I know that I don't just love to run. But if I sign up for a 5K with my best friend, that gives me a goal to, hey, let's start prepping to go run in a 5K. It all depends on you as a person, what you have for comorbidities or injuries prior, but I always love at least once a year challenge yourself to do something that maybe you weren't able to do. Prepping yourself, giving yourself enough time. Obviously, like running's an easy example for me to use. Really training to go do that run with people, be social. I love the socialization aspect of it. I think mentally it's really good for people to do too.
Good one. So you gotta set that challenge.
Yeah, set it and go achieve it.
Good one. Well, I really appreciate you for doing this, and
Absolutely.
definitely be back for the next episode.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for having me.
All right. Take care.
Bye. Have a good day.
Bye. You too.